for our government. And there's so many other things, but I'll just share a couple of others with you if I may. Our children are all special. They all deserve the best in life and the best in our society. But a child growing up in one postcode often has a less well-funded school than others. A child growing up in one postcode has more chance of getting to university than others. That is wrong. Absolutely wrong. So you have to fund education properly. And the underfunding now, the cut in the money per pupil in most schools across England is quite shocking. And the schools are then asked, have a collection, raise some money to help pay the teacher's salary. Well, is that really a practical solution to the problem? Because if your parents are not well off, they're not going to be able to give you very much. If your parents are very well off, they're going to be able to give you a lot. What happens 5 years and 10 years and 15 years down the line? You have school A with limited play space, netting around its perimeter, and you have school B somewhere else with gardens, play space, and everything else. I don't begrudge those things to others, but I want them for all of our children in every part of the country. And so it's about investment in education. And when we introduced our policy of free school meals for all primary school children, people said, well, that means everybody's going to get a free school meal. I said, well done, you've read the policy, thank you. That's really, really impressive. What it means is that every child gets a good meal. There's no stigma attached to it because they all get it, and they all eat it together. What a message. Children in school together, eating their lunch together. They'll remember that for the rest of their lives. They'll remember school as something they did something together rather than said, okay, you kids have got free school meals, you go over here, you got sandwiches, you go over here. Come on. This is the 21st century. Let's be real about this. So on education, we'll be doing a great deal, and also making sure that teachers, as other public sector workers, don't give us a donation every year by a pay cut. Instead, we lift the pay cap so that the unions can properly negotiate the pay rates for teachers, for social workers, for nurses, and all the other important people that work within the public sector. Our education offer is a very serious one. We won't be putting money into developing grammar schools and selective education because we don't believe in a ladder of opportunity for the few. We believe in a staircase of achievement for everybody in the community doing things together. Our health service was founded by the Labour Party in 1948. The first NHS hospital was in Manchester, and the NHS has its foundations in all that rich tradition of our movement. Naib Van, a former miner who introduced the NHS bill, then acted into Parliament. And what an incredible achievement. The principle, the idea that healthcare should be free at the point of use as a human right for all. Health and Social Care Act, passed by this government with support of the Lib Dem coalition. What did it do? Open up the NHS to underfunding, open the NHS up to privatisation, and now their so-called sustainability and transformation plans are putting many A&E services under threat all over the country. John Ashworth has announced on our behalf, with my absolute support, we'll halt that process, suspend the whole thing, and look again to make sure there's an A&E department in the reach of everybody, wherever they live in Britain. I think it's a very important offer to make. But it's also about the funding of social care, and it's also about the funding of our mental health services. 1 million people need that care. Older people, people with disabilities, people with special needs. There's all kinds of people need that care. And they should get that care, but 1 million don't. And that means we've got to fund local government properly and the NHS properly to achieve that. And absolutely, we will do that. Because we managed to discover, because some of these Tories aren't as smart as they think they are, and they send text messages to the wrong people. So I found out that because somebody in Nick, called Nick, and they chose the wrong Nick, got a text message about a deal being done for Surrey, we discovered that the constituencies of Philip Hammond and Gove and a few others were going to get a special deal, the rest of us weren't. We found that out and we called them out on that. I'll tell you this, we're not going to play those kind of games, because as far as I'm concerned, if somebody needs and deserves social care, whether they live in Surrey or Salford, they should get it. That is That is the kind of society that I want to live in. And in our lifetime, a quarter of us here will probably suffer some kind of stress or mental health related issue. And that is serious for the individuals. And it's serious for all of us as society. So let's do two things. One is stop the stigma, stop the jokes about mental health, reach out and support people going through a period of crisis, particularly young people who often find it very hard to talk about it. But also, to the government, stop getting rid of mental health nurses, employ more and support those that are going through a crisis, the better they can get through it and recover. Because our view of the world is that everybody has a contribution to make. They have a personality, they have an individual, they have an ability, they have achievements they want to make. They're being held back by poverty, held back by poor wages, held back by inadequate services. So, we want to conquer that by some of the policies I've set out, but also by investment in an economy fairly across the country. So the majority of transport investment just go to London and the South East, goes to the North West, the North East, to Scotland, to Wales, all over the country. And a national investment bank that will invest